What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video is gonna be kind of a two-parter because I have a couple different things I want to show you today, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. First and foremost, I recently just got the John Wick Bullpup shotgun. This is the KSG-12 gauge Defender, probably the coolest KSG they make in my opinion, and I'm sure you've all seen the John Wick movies. If you haven't, I highly recommend them. It's some of the best gunplay footage you're ever gonna see in a Hollywood production. And he does absolute work with the KSG. I've always wanted one of these really for as long as I can remember. When I saw this one, it was just too cool to pass up. Now, this is very similar to the John Wick version. It's actually a little cooler in my opinion because it has the DNA collector there on the end. I think it also has a slightly beefier stock and maybe a couple other features that his did not have in the movie. But overall, it is virtually the same shotgun, and I have never fired a Keltec KSG. So we're gonna start with the coolest version they make. Okay, now since this is the John Wick shotgun, we're gonna go ahead and start with an EOTech on there just to keep this thing in clone correct form for our first few mag dumps. But here in a few minutes, I might try something different. So I'm sure you're all familiar with the Keltec KSG. They've been around a long time. It's basically a dual magazine tube pump action Bullpup 12 gauge shotgun. And this is our first KSG we've ever had on the channel, but it's not the first dual mag tube shotgun we've had. We also got the DP-12. And so far, I've gotta say, the weight, the feel, the balance, I much prefer the KSG over the DP-12. And I haven't even fired it yet. DP-12 is a little bit different. It's also a double barrel shotgun and it feeds from both magazine tubes simultaneously. The KSG, on the other hand, has a little switch right there by the ejection port that allows you to decide which magazine tube you're taking ammo from. So theoretically, you could load birdshot, less lethal, stuff like that in one side, and then buckshot, slugs, etc. in the other, and alternate accordingly, even in the middle of a gunfight if you need to, which it's kind of cool. I've never fired a Keltec KSG before. Let's see how this thing feels. We're starting with the right magazine tube. Both tubes hold 7 rounds, by the way. Oh yeah. It feels good. Okay, 7 rounds down, 7 more rounds. That's a lot of firepower, so it's running like a charm. And 12 gauge shotguns never get old. Absolutely devastating. Basically removed all the paint from every target that we shot, so. But yeah, it feels good, honestly, for a little shotgun like this. The recoil wasn't quite as bad as I expected. It's got a lot of horsepower though. You can definitely feel the devastation that it's sending downrange. I like it. Okay, I went ahead and put birdshot in the right tube and buckshot in the left. One complaint I do have already is it is kind of difficult to load. You have to flip it upside down and then find the mag tube perfectly to get those shells to go in. So it's definitely not as simple as a traditional shotgun, that's for sure. We got a few targets downrange. We'll go ahead and take them out. I've also got an empty spray paint can here. Maybe we'll start with this and see if it does anything. Not really. Let's take out those metal trash cans. We got a small one on top and a big one on bottom. I got hit in the face with a pellet. God. Clay pot. Soda. We got a splat pack on that orange target with a Firebird behind it. I think we got one more. Okay. And the double up buckshot. I think I'm all out of target, so we'll just hit steel with these. A little more recoil on the buckshot. Well, I see why the spray paint can didn't really explode. Most of the pellets hit the top of the lid, so let's try it again. That's better. All right, guys, I came out to about 60 or 70 yards from the backstop, and I already told you my favorite feature of the KSG is the ability to alternate ammo on the fly. So I've got birdshot in the right tube. Let's deal with our close range threat. Easily took him down. Uh-oh, what's that? Long range enemy combatants. Looks like the birdshot won't reach. It's a good thing I came prepared with slugs in the other tube. He's down. Mission accomplished. Well, I don't have too many criticisms of the Keltec KSG. I've had a blast with this thing today and it's ran really well. I do want to point out the quality of the top rail. This might be one of the cheapest, jankiest looking pick rails I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know if you'll be able to see those slots, but they are incredibly uneven and the finish is already coming off after just having an optic on here for like 2 or 3 hours. So that's not a good sign. All right, guys, now that we have broken the KSG in and its clone correct John Wick form, we're gonna go ahead and finish this video with a different optic. And this is the other product I was referencing at the beginning of the video. So this is the DNT Thermite. Now, we have tested other DNT scopes in the past that you guys really liked, so they sent us another one, and this has to be the coolest one that we've had so far. It's probably the coolest digital scope we've ever had on the channel, period. This thing is pretty dang cool. It is a multi-spectral scope, so it has daytime, nighttime, and heat detection capability. It is definitely more of a hunting rifle optic. This probably isn't the best home for it, but shotguns are extremely abusive, and I want to see how it holds up under the recoil of a pump action 12 gauge. Plus, I've got to be the first YouTuber to throw one of these on a pump action shotgun. That thing looks wild. We'll go ahead and take a couple shots with it. And right now I've got it on daytime mode with the picture-in-picture up at the top. You can probably see how you can toggle back and forth between the different settings. So let's take a couple shots. Switch to the other mode. I think it's white hot. See what this trash can shot looks like. Look at the pellets in the backstop. They're glowing in the railroad ties. That is insane. Look at that. I've never seen anything like that before. And you can still see those too. Wow. We'll finish it off on the daytime mode. All right. I'll go ahead and give you a quick rundown of some of the features this scope has. It really shines at night or low light. I can't really shoot out here at nighttime. I can harass my family at home and my dogs and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do that and overlay some of the footage here so you can see how it actually looks in the dark. And just like all the other DNT optics we've had, this thing is very simple to use. All the buttons are dual purpose, so you can short press for one function, long press for another, and there's only like 8 to 10 buttons on the entire thing. This here on the side is your day-night toggle, so you can press that and it will switch between the different modes. You can see that on the orange steel target. The one in front of it is a rangefinder, which is pretty cool. So you can see there at the top of the screen it says 11 yards. That blue target is 11 yards away. That tree is 14 to 15 yards away. So again, it would look a little bit better if it was low light. That's definitely where these things shine, but this one is cool that it has the daytime option as well. Then it's got your focus rings. It also has a little pick rail over here on the side. I would probably mount like a red dot of some sort on there just so you could have, you know, a quick target acquisition if you needed it. But I'm sure you could put, you know, a number of different things on that. And then it's also got a little USB port right there, which is how you connect it to the computer. And get your photos and videos and stuff off of there. It also has an IR illuminator, and this is where the battery compartment is as well. So it's got that top tier laser rangefinder that I showed you guys on the target and the trees. It also has a built-in ballistic calculator with like 8,000 bullet data to choose from. So no matter what caliber or projectile you're using, this thing will be able to get you right on target. And I'm not gonna lie, they give you all this for a very good price. So if you wanna learn more, check out their YouTube channel. I will put that down in the description box below, DNT Optics. For a multispectral digital scope like this, I think they're pretty hard to beat. Seeing those pellets in the railroad ties was something I've never seen before, so we're gonna shoot a couple more and see if we can get that to happen again. I think it is on white hot. Yep. That is so freaking cool. Okay, that's black hot. So you can see those black dots. That is so cool. Go ahead and switch it to daytime mode. Man, I could honestly just play with this thing all day long, whether it's on the gun or not. It's just so much fun. All right, let's go ahead and finish off the video with the watermelon. I don't know how it's gonna look through this scope, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot. Try it. I mean, black hot looks better, but I think I'm gonna go white hot, just in case the projectile heats up the watermelon. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know about you, I couldn't really see much. It just completely exploded the entire watermelon, so. Dude, shooting those little metal trash cans with shotguns never gets old. It's like my favorite target to shoot. All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the John Wick, Keltec KSG, and the DNT Thermite. I want to thank DNT Optics for sending this out. Of course, I really appreciate them. I will be trying this optic on different rifles in the future. I just wanted its first test to be on the most abusive gun I could find, and I think a Bullpup 12-gauge shotgun probably fits that description. So I definitely like the KSG quite a bit. I kind of wish I would have got this over the DP12 a couple years ago when I bought that one, because now that I've tried the KSG, between the two of them, I absolutely prefer this one. It's just a better gun all the way around, in my opinion. So I see why John Wick chose this one. It's a very effective little shotgun. Either way, I hope that y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. As always, hit that like button for me, guys. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.